come down into the park with me. The Russians were here then, and they stayed here until the First World War. But during their occupation, there were two national uprisings, one in 1831 and the other one in 1863. The same thing was happening in the other Baltic states, and Poland was also involved. The Russians were not best pleased. This is Lenin Square, or Lenin Park, and it had a big statue of Lenin. Every town had to have one, and this was said to be the finest of all of them in the USSR. Middle Wallop is not in the USSR, that's why it doesn't have one. Brilliant. Anyway, when they stamped on those that were involved in the uprising, this park was used for something entirely different to what it's being used for today. It's where everyone was executed. Hundreds and hundreds of people here. And just across the road, over there, that was the KGB. There are 3 floors downstairs, and some horrible things happened there. Now, remember Gediminas? You do. He built the place, the wolf. You saw the wolf with the big snake. Yes. Yeah. No. Right, well, he invited lots of people to come and stay here, live here, including Jews. In the 14th century, they were just mixing with everybody else, but by the 16th century, they had their own area. And that area grew and grew, mainly because of connections with Poland, of course, which had lots of Jews, and lots of trading was going on. By the 18th century, late 18th century, this place was known as the Jerusalem of the North. It was a main center for learning Yiddish. It was where everything was happening. 40% of the population was Jewish, and they were based here. Adolf Hitler in the Second World War had a completely different idea. He put up 2 ghettos, one for the sick and old and one for the able-bodied. Nobody could go in or out without warrants or permits. Everyone was escorted to work. And finally, 11,000 Jews were taken away from here. And this is where they were brought. This is Paniore. It's about 8 kilometers outside of Vilnius. That's a train track. People were brought in train carts, 100,000 of them, men, women, and children, and they were murdered in these woods. 70,000 of the 100,000 were Jews. In Lithuania, before the Second World War, there were 250,000 Jews. 90% of them were killed. After they'd been shot, their bodies were burnt and dumped in pits, such as this one. They're all over these woods. I think we should take a moment, pay our respects, and then you're going to tell me where we're going next.